part of it. Honestly, that would be funny.
Sicko
mode.
Goosebumps. We are live, by the way.
Oh
shit! What's going on? We're obviously sicko mode. I'm thinking of Travis Scott's songs. I'm not a huge Travis Scott guy. I do like rap. It's not that I'm above the hip hop scene. New rap blows though.
It's terrible.
I'll be honest though, in the past couple of years I got really into Travis Scott, like because he's not like a mumble rapper. He has that style at moments, but like I feel like he's a lot more than that. And I'll be honest, that the Netflix documentary they did on him was like got me really amped up. I was like, I want to go to one of his concerts. Like when I saw what happened, I was like, wow. Like,
well, I know that he definitely was known for his live shows. Like they look like
a
little too crazy, I guess, but that was his whole thing, was that he like put on these wild shows.
Yeah.
But he's not even a good rapper though. I mean, before we get into the conspiracy, there's a lot to talk about on the show, but his actual ability to rap.
See, I think he's good, and he raps about like psychedelics and like a lot of shit that like I'm into. It's not your traditional like gangster rap, so that's kind of why I like it.
Okay.
But I mean, to each their own. Hey, but now I got a conspiracy I just thought of. What if Netflix was pumping this shit up for this moment?
Wait, I don't know what you mean.
I don't know the Netflix special.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, so like they did a Netflix special on like his like coming up out of Houston and everything, and how he would brought Astro World there with the release of that album, and like every year he was doing these festivals, and like they became really big, and the footage just looked like it was the best party in the world, and so like it really hyped that up, and now I'm wondering if like maybe it was try to entice people to go die.
I don't think it doesn't seem like he had any trouble getting people to his shows though. Like Netflix.
Oh no,
didn't need to pump it up.
That's a good point.
To get people to go. they were gonna go.
Okay, so we do have a guest that's gonna join us here shortly. I think we want to keep the guest anonymous, right? So guest, you're in the back. I see you in the back there. You want to kill. Probably want to get out of the StreamYard and re-enter without the camera on.
I think you can just stop the camera.
All right, stop the camera. There you go. But we have we have the wrong name in there at this point too. So.
Well, he's not anonymous. He's actually a very prominent figure in society.
He's not using his prominent name though.
I understand.
So
while we kill time.
Yeah, why don't you leave the back room, if you can hear me, and come back in with the new name and no camera on. We want to make sure we're respectful of your identity. And while you do that, obviously, welcome to the people watching. I see you, Andy. Andy got a let's fucking go for us. There you go. We got Brian over here. He's giddy about the show. We are giddy as well. I think we're going to give you guys a long show tonight, because when I was looking at the call sheet, a lot of content.
Yeah. With intermittent piss breaks, probably, but yeah,
piss breaks, yeah, definitely piss breaks in there. But I wanted to, if you can bring up that first thing on the call sheet, that first status
number one,
here. Yeah, though.
Or are we going with the Travis Scott stuff?
No, not the Travis Scott stuff. The very first link at the very top there
that you put.
Yeah. Kind of get this all set up here. Kind of to introduce our guest here shortly. Big news. I have two small kids. Zach, you have a couple little ones too, a couple of Rugrats. Not quite Rugrats anymore. Mm-hmm. Do they watch Sesame Street?
No.
Did they ever?
No. It's on HBO now, right?
Yeah, it's on HBO.
I don't have HBO, actually.
It's not on like regular TV anymore?
It might be on like PBS or something too. I think HBO bought it.
It's the very first link at the top. My bad. Not in the table, at the very top of the document. The Big Bird one. You know, I'm trying to get the Big Bird here.
We pay for like Netflix. This is kind of a funny side story. We pay for Netflix and Disney Plus and all this shit, and my kids just watch YouTube videos of like other kids playing with cars and shit. Like they don't even watch like highly produced shows. It's like YouTube channels of other kids.
So check this out. Earlier in the week, Big Bird came out, said, I got the COVID-19 vaccine today. His wing is feeling a little bit sore, which is just fucking ludicrous. But I'll give my body an extra productive boost that keeps me and others healthy. Miss Erica R. Hill even said, I've been getting vaccines since I was a little bird. I had no idea.
Who's Erica R. Hill?
Let's see.
Probably some fucking...
Oh, a CNN journalist.
CNN journalist.
CNN.
Are you fucking kidding me? Now,
Wait, hold on. Wait, she's a mom first.
She's a mom first.
That's important.
yeah, hashtag duh, like it says right here. Give me a break.
So we figured, like, all right, why not put the invite out there? We have Big Bird joining us. This is not a bit. This is real. I'm gonna bring Big Bird in to ask Big Bird how his experience went here. Big Bird, looks like you're on mute, but can you hear us? Unmute yourself and let us know you're alive. Big Bird.
It's hard working the technology when you only got wings.
Am I Big Bird?
You are Big Bird.
What up, Big Bird?
Big Bird's here.
How you feeling, Big Bird? How's that vaccine treating you?
Fuck that. What? Can I just start with saying, Zach, I love you.
Love you too, Big Bird.
Did you hear my shout out on the last thing I was on?
No, actually, I didn't. I didn't know Big Bird was doing a podcast tour.
I was night trained back then, but now I'm Big Bird.
Gotcha.
What do we call you? What's E go by?
E.
E goes by E.
E. What's my experience with the vax?
Yeah, you said your wing was a little bit sore. How is it feeling today?
Yeah, so I'm gonna lose my job because I am not getting vaxxed.
No, but Big Bird, you just got vaxxed.
Wait, is this a play along? Am I supposed to go with I got vaxxed?
All right.
I'm crying.
So Big Bird maybe have...
Big Bird's clearly losing his mind over
Yes.
this vaccine. He forgets what's going on here.
Big Bird's drinking.
And yeah.
E, do you have any questions for Big Bird?
I can't even catch my breath.
Big
right
Bird,
now.
what'd you get? Pfizer, Moderna? What'd you go with? Big Bird.
I got a card that says I got 2 Modernas.
Okay, 2 Modernas.
How do I feel? Fucking great, because it was just a card.
I think Big Bird missed the memo.
Yeah, I think Big Bird, thank you for joining us. I know you have little birds as well to
They ain't
make
getting
sure.
no vaccine either. Like, fuck. I thought the whole. Yeah, maybe there was a disconnect on what the messaging was. I showed up to talk about fuck the vaccine.
Oh,
As Big Bird or
as anonymous.
As a dad, as a human, as a logical, rational human being.
Shout out.
I may have fucked up. I don't know. I gotta look back.
Yeah,
I
you
think-
fucked up, man. If you
I
want
think
me
E
to
fucked
talk,
up this bit.
If you want me to talk pro-vaccine,
No,
okay, here's what I got. Where the fuck are you getting your news sources that says that makes sense? They're trying to impose it and force it on my 4-year-old, my 9-year-old, my 11-year-old. I'm like, yeah, you take your lab rat experiment and get the fuck out of here. I'll teach them.
so who was tweeting on your account, Big Bird?
That's PBS. They own that.
Oh, it is PBS.
It is,
I thought it was
okay.
HBO.
All right. Well, all right, Big Bird. Thanks for joining here. We'll get your take on the vaccine another time, but I'm glad you're still alive here.
Thanks, E. You really screwed me on this one. Go look at the text thread.
All right. Well, that was a failure.
I may have fucked that up.
E, you killed that bit. You killed the whole bit there.
It's a busy day. That was still hilarious.
That was a disaster. Maybe we edit that one out for the podcast. I mean, just the live viewers on YouTube get that one. Maybe potentially.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
All 3 of you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Back to this tweet though.
Yeah.
Did you see that the Joe Biden account? I'm surprised it's not the top response, but they replied to it as well. Scroll down like just a little bit. Big Bird dies, rare heart attack. But whatever. Like Biden. So Biden, or the president of the United States. Oh, Hillary replied to it too.
Yep, it's a bird that teaches children things like how to stay healthy. That's it.
Oh my
What?
God. So the Biden account also
Look at those
replied to it.
cankles.
The fact that Hillary replied to it, like, it's such a transparent, like, they're leveraging children's characters to push a political narrative. It's so fucked up.
This
like,
is
we're
pure...
stooping to a real, like, new low now. It's pretty crazy.
It's pure propaganda. Like, I don't know how anyone else could see it any differently at this point. Like that, like the way that they're doing this to kids, like I've never seen anything like this get marketed to kids. Oh, Adam Schiff replied too.
Yo, actually, I meant to not to go on a total side tangent. What happened? He disappeared.
He did disappear.
Oh,
Where has he been?
I got a clip. He was on the View today.
He was on the View today.
Yep.
Oh my God! But during the Kavanaugh shit, he was like the face of the Democrats for half a year. I felt like.
Yeah. Well, now all their lies are boomeranging back at them, so he's like ducking and covering, I think.
But anyway, the Big Bird thing, I feel like maybe did they have like I think another Sesame Street character also like had a tweet like this from their account.
So stupid.
I mean, I think I'm gonna get the vax now.
Wait, click on the tweet. That's why we're not seeing the comments. Oh, Big Bird swung you?
Yeah, I think like Big Bird is the voice of a generation here.
No shit.
I am on the tweet.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, the Schiff tweet was not about. Well, whatever. Yeah, so that's the funny thing, right? This is the weirdest thing about this. There we go. Good on ya,
Big Bird. Getting vaccinated is the best way to keep your whole neighborhood safe. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. So is there like some PR person at the White House that's like, I have an idea. Oh. We'll do this tweet from the Big Bird account, and it'll actually convince adults to get their children vaccinated? Like, is that actually the thought process? Like, this will get people? This
will get the kids to tell their parents, like, oh, I want to be vaccinated.
Well, kids are on Twitter, though.
Yeah, kids aren't following Big Bird on Twitter. Who is following Big Bird? Can you click on Big Bird's account? Who is following Big Bird on Twitter? 261,000.
Oh, less than I thought.
Wow.
What the hell?
What the fuck?
Following 12 people. Who are those 12?
Yeah, who is he following? Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton.
Elmo.
Okay, that's actually kind of funny.
Okay. Yeah, it's literally
the gang.
It's the gang.
That's pretty dope.
Oh, man. All right. Let's get the fuck away from Big Bird. Jesus Christ. I want to go back to Travis Scott. So if you go down on the call sheet, you can start at the first one that is Travis Scott related. We'll just fire down these because I want to paint a little bit of a picture here, right? So the Travis Scott concert, I think it was 8 people was the final number, died. Hundreds injured. Right? Mm-hmm. That's what the news report is.
Yes.
Very bizarre situation, and I don't believe the mainstream media for a second on this one. There is more to the story. I think he's going to probably take it to another level in terms of what he believes, but we might actually be closer than you think. So here's the first one. I'm just going to kind of set the scene. So here is what the AP reported. Travis Scott's shows are fun-filled, high-energy, and chaotic. I mean, is that the headline you would go with after the amount of death and craziness that happened? Fun-filled, high-energy?
No.
Seems a little bizarre to characterize it.
When was the show? When did this happen?
It was this weekend.
Yeah.
I think it was Saturday night or something.
Yep.
Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because this tweet
is from Sunday.
Yeah, when's the article from?
Sunday.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
I can look it up.
Yeah, I think I'm going to look up the headline because if they actually wrote that after this incident, that is like such an egregious.
It says today.
I know, but we don't know when that screenshot's from.
It's a joke.
So this is I grabbed it on Sunday. We can fact check it. But if you go to the next thing, just so you know how the media is characterizing it, if you go to the next one, which is the number 9, his stage, and this is where I want to get Yee's take on this because the stage itself is bizarre. I get this is for fun, this is for entertainment, art, whatever you want to call it, right? But let me just wait for this to get queued up here because I want you guys to see this here. This is the stage. If you scroll down just a little bit. And even if you want to enlarge this, what's that? What's that saying to you?
Well, I'll let Zach go first.
What is this saying to
Like,
me?
what's the symbolism? Like, what do you think the symbolism behind this?
Well, somebody drew on this thing. This red triangle is like...
Yeah.
That's
not part of the stage.
But the flame, that spiral is there. He's just emphasized it. You can kind of tell, like, the metallic spiral is there with the eye in the middle.
Yeah.
And then the flames are sort of at a length where it does make kind of that upward pyramid look.
Yeah. The classic Illuminati seeing eye pyramid. Is that what that's supposed to be?
And then look at this. It looks like some type of like creature, maybe like Egyptian or demonic. I don't know. But yeah, I have some other photos.
A lot of them do have these themes. I remember the Katy Perry one in particular we looked at, and why do they all have this satanic theme?
Well, because this is what they all kind of live under is Satanism. I mean, I have a couple other things that I want to show on the stage because I'm glad you brought this important subject up. I got this quick video from TikTok.
Anyone else notice that the stage is an inverted cross leading to a portal into hell?
This is where the tragedy occurred last night, where 8 people lost their lives.
Okay. So, like, yeah, you there's no, like, oh, it looks like hell, but
right.
It definitely is a cross. Yeah, I know Zach's going to be like, well, that's, like, the design of the stage so he can move around the crowd. But stages can be all different shapes. But what I want to show, I have a couple other images here of, like, projections that were put up on the stage during the concert that are important to check out.
All right, let's take a look here.
So let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. So these are literally all eyes all over the stage, like the Illuminati eyes. And then there's the hands. It's right here.
Yep.
And so to me, this does look like a portal. It also reminded me of like CERN, like where they're doing those experiments, colliding molecules, opening portals. So like, I definitely think that there's more to this story than we're being told. I think that this, and I'll let you keep going with what else you had, because I have some more after.
Yeah, so related to that, if you go to the next image that I have on that call sheet is what Travis Scott is actually wearing. So you mentioned portals. Okay, did you see the T-shirt he was wearing?
I actually did not. I'm excited about this now.
So I know folks like Zach that are going to be skeptical. I'm just trying to give you multiple layers here, because any one of these things you could just be like, yeah, whatever, it's artistic, right? Look at what he's wearing the day of the show, which is, folks, it looks like people entering demons exiting a portal.
Yup.
What's the portal?
So like there's these blue people walking up with like normal shaped bodies. Then there's this like portal right here, a door, and they're coming out with red with like horns on their head.
Looks like fire on their head. The second one is like 3 little.
Could be, but if you look at his
portal
stage,
representing?
Well,
like,
if you look at his stage, there's the portal there, the fire all around it, like that.
I think it's representing hell, though. No,
okay.
Like demons coming onto Earth through this portal.
Yes.
Do you think, just to cut to the chase, do you think Travis Scott wanted to kill people in his crowd?
I don't think he wanted to. I think he had to.
Why?
I think that his handlers made this happen.
Okay.
I'll explain. But
because hasn't he had, presumably, I don't know, I'm not a Travis Scott fan. He's had multiple other shows with the same symbolism and images, and nobody died.
That we know of.
I haven't seen anything like this dark from him.
Look at the next one. So this is the actual vibe of the show from someone that was there. And as you pull that up, Kirk 5K 2020 mentions the Katy Perry firework music video. Yes, I think that was one. That was one of those that had a lot of Illuminati stuff. Andy mentions Illuminati is a style now. Very true. Check this out.
Yeah, I actually more with whoever just said that.
Look at the bottom, though.
It's cool to be satanic.
So we're gonna watch this video at the top shortly. Don't play the video. Actually, back out of this. Sorry. It's just the comment under it that I want to play or read real quick, which is 11 cardiac arrests and a female concert goer told the paper she had never been to a music festival with so many angry people. Okay. Maybe a throwaway comment, but fun-loving, it's a festival, people are probably high, drunk, all that fun stuff. We're talking demons, people aren't angry. There's more to this, okay? So if you go to...
I know where you're going with this.
Let's now... it's a slow build here.
I like it.
They mentioned there was a lot of trampling, right?
Yes.
In terms of the death. This video that we're about to play is a bit disturbing. So if you are sensitive to some of this shit, it is a bit graphic. So look away, skip forward, do whatever you can. This is not a trampling situation. Take a look at this situation. Could be a seizure, could be an overdose, it could be a lot of things, right? Mm-hmm. Like I'm not naive to think like, okay, that's not one of those things, but it was reported as deaths by trampling. That's clearly not a trample situation.
Nope. You got more on this, don't you? Because I
do.
Is that what they're still saying?
Yes.
Deaths by trampling? Because I have heard the stories about people saying they got pricked in the neck with stuff.
Perfect timing. You queued it right up. So take a look. E, if you can read it, it's kind of small. The MSN isn't lying one.
MSM isn't lying. There was a lot of confusion initially, but multiple sources have now confirmed somebody was going around injecting people. People became aware that this while it was happening and starting to panic. This caused a stampede. People died from both causes.
Okay.
Yes.
So are you, just to go back to the bigger point here, are you saying that Travis Scott and his demonic group of people planned this to go into the crowd and stab people in the neck with shit and kill them?
I don't think Travis Scott planned this. I think that, like, this is part of his ritual to get to whatever level. This was his ritual, and he had to go through with whatever they planned.
But to get to a level like that, people have to like your shit. Right?
A lot of people like his shit.
Exactly. So why does he have to do this stuff to get to a level? If people like his music, why would he have to be part of a satanic group? If people like your music, they like your music.
I mean, I think he's making a deal with the devil for riches and success and whatever. You know, I think that's what it is more than.
But people don't like him because he's a satanic worshiper. They like his music and they think he's cool.
Right. But that's the whole, like, that's what the devil does, is he tricks you. Like, it's all about getting you on board in whatever way he can. And like, if the big thing is like, I've always said this, like, whether you're an actor, a singer, whatever it may be, there's always a ceiling. To break that ceiling and get to that A-list level, you have to do some fucked up shit. That's like deal with the devil, satanic ritual, hurt a child type of shit, unfortunately.
We've talked about Cardi B in the past, and Cardi B came out of pretty much obscurity. She was on like Love and Hip Hop, and those are all washed up bums for the most part. None of those people usually make it. She was on that show. Then she became whatever, multi-platinum selling artist, and made a comment before getting big that if she had to sacrifice a family member to get big, she would do it. She kind of said it in jest, and then I think her uncle or cousin or something died. I mean, we talked about this. But that's one of those things. So here's this. If you scroll down just a little bit,
Cardi B is also a trashy person.
She is trashy.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the bizarre part. The whole, like, running around with the needle thing, injecting people, reports weeks prior, it was happening at festivals in the UK. So I just wanted to point this out, that this is not the first time this was reported at a festival or a concert recently.
Interesting.
So, strange, again. Coincidental, maybe.
And this concert was in Houston, though. So, but the other thing was, I think one of these ones we just put up had somebody from the UK talking about it. So there must have been a lot of people that came over, because this is like a huge festival. So
yeah. I have a couple more.
Okay.
Remember this guy is
what
I have.
Are you still on the pricking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Couple more on the pricking, and then I'm going to get to my potential theory here. But this is more of just a throwback to an episode a couple of weeks ago. You brought this one up, E, in the past. The guy from, I think he was on Project Veritas, right? Getting exposed. This guy, if you scroll down a little bit, remember on the right, blow darts is always the answer.
Yeah, this fucking loser.
So again, people getting pricked, and this guy making a bizarre comment about blow darts. In the moment, it made no sense, but now you start kind of connecting some of these dots. No? Zach, are we getting even close at all?
Fuck no. I don't believe any of this. I believe that people might have been pricked in the neck by some psychopath, but I don't think that has anything to do with Travis Scott and satanic rituals, as usual. Can
I pull up something that supports this?
Yes.
Doesn't go any further?
Yeah.
By the way, real quick, have you guys ever been to like a massive festival, like 100,000 people in the crowd, like huge thing? No. I saw Rage Against the Machine in Chicago in 2007 or 2008, whatever year that was. And I was really close to the stage. And when the show started, the crowd rushed forward and I was pressed up against people so bad, dude, that my feet were not touching the ground.
That's frightening.
I'm crammed in, and the wave of people would start to fall side to side and back and forth, and people were freaking out, having anxiety attacks in the crowd. The show hadn't even started yet, and the whole time I'm like, somebody's going to die. Like people are going to die. Now, my girlfriend at the time, my now wife, was like having a panic attack. We actually crowd surfed her out of the crowd just to get her out of there.
Wow.
Because she was felt like she couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And this happens all the time. And I'm always shocked when I see like the flyovers of these enormous crowds that more people are not dropping dead, heat exhaustion, suffocation. You're fucked up on drugs. Like I'm shocked that more people don't die. So when I saw this story, I honestly wasn't surprised at all. The only thing that's interesting to me is the prick in the neck thing, which that could totally happen because people are fucking psychopaths and weirdos do stuff like that, unfortunately. So anyway.
True. All right, here we go.
I will tell you, one of the narratives was that some individual was injecting other people with drugs. We do have a report of a security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan. He was revived, and the medical staff did notice a prick that was similar to a prick that you would get if somebody's trying to inject. That is one part of it. The other thing that's very important, there were some individuals that were trampled, and we want to be respectful of that. But we just ask that y'all give us time to do a proper investigation. Live Nation has stated from...
All right, you get it. But this is like, obviously, like a security guard was affected. Like this really happened, and that's what like blew my mind, is like the cops are talking about it. My question is, why are we not seeing like any or maybe it's happening, interviews with people who were there that saw this happen? Like, where are the witnesses?
You'd also think there'd be camera footage, right? Like in an event like this, there would probably be cameras everywhere.
You'd catch somebody doing that. And the fact that people were running from it makes me think that it wasn't just like one or two like people.
You know what? You know what's really weird? Did you guys? Now that I'm thinking about this, did you guys see the video of the people running out of the venue? It was daytime. Did you guys see that video?
No.
There was a video that was going viral, and it was like people getting trampled, basically trying to get through these like security gates to get out of the venue, but it was the middle of the day. So now I got to go back and find that video, because that doesn't add up either. Because when people started talking about trampling, they were showing these videos of people getting cut like a bottleneck of a security gate, and all these people were like, they didn't give a fuck about each other. They were climbing over each other to get out, and they said it was at this festival.
Interesting.
But,
okay.
Yeah.
So here's the theory that I'll give you guys. You don't even need to bring the other two up. You don't worry about it. But the theory is that in the vaccine, there is a chemical called graphene oxide. I am not a scientist, so what I'm about to say,
you're not,
is a pure speculation. Just making it very clear.
It's very high conductor.
And with that, and yeah, it's a high conductor. And with, I did pull up an article. We don't need to bring it up, but you can see that it's true here. That 5G, there's a 5G tower at the event, at the venue. Is there a chance that this was an experiment with the high conductor graphene oxide in the VAX and how 5G frequency can cause mass, whatever. I don't know why these people are just falling out. It could be just heat exhaustion, like Zach said. I'm just throwing it out there because there's a lot of Vax conspiracy theory out there. Is there any chance of that?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Why would they do it in this setting?
Why not?
Because why wouldn't they do it in a lab with some person, like some homeless person they drag in? Nobody knows they're gone. They just test it on some person. Like, why would they do it in this with all these eyeballs on it?
Because you can get a mass test of a bunch of people and you can blame it on somebody else. There's a whole scapegoat there with like the rushing the stage or whatever it may be, trampling. But yes, this is what I was saying in the last episode when I was saying me and Vixta on the other show, we talk about this, like graphene oxide is a high conductor, and we do believe that the 5G, like what if they're pumping out frequencies that are messing with people's minds? The lady, remember in your thing you just showed, said a lot of people were angry.
Yes.
That's something that like these high frequencies can cause is anger and I don't know. I wouldn't rule it out.
Again, have you ever been to a huge people are angry, fucking moshing and people suck and they're drunk and they're fucking angry. No, I don't believe any of this at all. Can you click on the link, by the way, that I sent to go back to something earlier? I put it in the private chat in the StreamYard. It's the AP News headline. It's the same thing, same article rather. The headline has either changed to something different or the previous one was photoshopped. But the first, so see the headline and read the first sentence in the article.
For headliner at Deadly Show Chaos, part of popular formula.
Travis Scott's high energy performances are known for being chaotic and fun filled. So that first sentence is
that was the headline. Yeah.
I almost wonder if they just like switched them out.
Did they change it or was the other one photoshopped?
I've seen them change headlines to articles before though. I could see that because I'm sure that one got a lot of bad press. So
yeah.
All right.
So the verdict is you feel like there could be something to it. Zach says God no on that on the Vax test on the Vax 5G situation.
Well, who even knows if it's a Vax test? What if it's like the next thing they're going to unleash on us? Maybe they're testing it out on like a small sample. Like there's so many possibilities with this. It's
like the terrorist smallpox attack. Is that where you're going? The next thing that they're predicting, or
Bill
one
Gates.
Specific guy is predicting.
Yep, I got that clip. So this is one last thing. Me on like the message boards and shit. Like,
what website is this?
This is 4chan.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I know, right? So, so this is talking about it, saying that it's a satanic ritual. And this person pointed out, and I did the research, it is true. It happened 666 months and 6 days since the founding of the Church of Satan. Now, the Church of Satan was also founded on April 30th. Travis Scott's birthday is also April 30th. Now, I know Zach's going to say, I don't believe in this numerology shit, but it doesn't matter if you believe in it. It's what they believe in. This is what they live by. Everything is numbers, and because it's the universal language. And this is how they make their sacrifices. I think this was a mass sacrifice. And also, I think Elvin makes a great point in terms of testing event.
But that means these psychopaths in high places, Illuminati, wanted to test this stuff, and they're like, wait, we can't do it today. We got to wait until the 666th day to do this test. We can't do it today. Sorry, guys. They probably had it teed up 2 years ago. They're like, we got to wait 2 years, actually. We got to wait until the numbers say it's okay to do this test.
Yes.
I mean...
Yeah. Well, that's like you being like, oh, sorry, to your son. Oh, sorry, today's not Christmas. You have to wait 2 months for Christmas. That's just what it is.
If I want to give my kid a present, I'll give him a present. I'm not going to wait till Christmas.
You're not going to give him a Christmas present, though.
So, well, that's true. What are the odds
that is true?
What are the odds that this is just a Travis Scott concert, young people overdosing all over the place?
0. There's
Zer0. Come on.
There's clearly people going around injecting people, and if it's enough to cause people to, in mass, start running, there's more than a few people. There's an army of people out there injecting people.
Why are they injecting people randomly with heroin, though?
And also,
it's not heroin.
And I shouldn't say only, 8 people died. They said some was from trampling. So how many people were jabbed that died? Like 2, 3? What kind of test is this?
What are you, now that you sound like Pfizer. How many people died? A few thousand?
I mean,
it's all about sample size.
Exactly. So wouldn't they test it on 1,000 people, not 2?
Probably.
But what if
they probably did test it on 1,000 people and 2 didn't die, but there was over 100 injured.
There was hundreds injured. And what if there was a recency
specifically?
What if they find that the people that died all got the vax within a few weeks of each other, like recently? Would that matter to you?
Yeah, maybe they gave him an extra booster to see how it would affect him. there's
like Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, let's go there. Let's go there. Let's do this.
Yeah, because this one is I'm never even going to be close on this one to agreeing with any of that.
Why not?
It's too ridiculous. It just doesn't make common sense.
So the Gavin Newsom story, real quick, as you get it queued up, how I understand it is he has been missing in action, right? People are wondering where he's been. Right?
He was supposed to make an appearance today. Did he?
I don't
think so.
I don't think so. October 27th was the last time he was seen, and it was getting his Moderna booster shot.
And did he openly state that they overdosed him with it, or what did I read?
He didn't.
Okay.
But this is saying a source that's close to him, a source close to California Governor Newsom today told the Defender the governor experienced an adverse reaction to Moderna, whatever. The source, not to be identified, said Newsom's symptoms were those close to Guillain-Barré, I think that's how you say it, Guillain-Barré syndrome, unknown side effect of many vaccines. GBS is a neurological disorder in which the body's immune system mistakenly attacks part of its peripheral nervous system, the network of nerves located outside the brain and spinal cord, and can range from a very mild case with brief weakness to paralysis, leaving the person unable to breathe independently.
Does it say anything about how long this lasts?
Oh, that's like that syndrome?
Yes. Because Bell's palsy can also have like I'm going to speak way out of turn here, but I know like some people can have Bell's palsy and it can get more severe or less severe. Like it kind of comes in waves. But anyway, the reason I asked that, I just put a YouTube video in the chat here. Gavin Newsom was at this 2021 California Economic Summit today speaking, and it streamed live on YouTube 5 hours ago, and he's fine. He's talking fine.
So I'm seeing Bell's palsy most people make a full recovery within 9 months, but it can take longer.
So that didn't happen because this thing streamed live a few hours ago.
Well, cool.
The facial weakness can be permanent, though.
Yeah. So 2 weeks would not. Now, where did that actually come from? That speculation of him having that specifically, because maybe he just had some other reaction.
They say a source close to him, so okay. But it was posted by the Children's Health Defense.org, which is I think run by Robert F. Kennedy. So I think they're pretty legit, but you know,
I'm surprised the comments are turned off on this video. I'm not surprised, I should say.
So I think we should stick on this subject.
Yeah,
I'll go through the ones that I have here. Ben Carson recently was on Fox News about kids getting the jabs, and this was refreshing to hear. I've always liked Ben Carson. I even liked him when he ran against Trump. I was like, I could deal with this guy being president. He's at least level-headed.
He's smart.
Yeah, very smart dude. Where's the clip?
What did he have? Was he what was it, like 5'5" or some shit? Was this guy? Or is it someone else?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You headed the pediatric neurosurgery unit at Johns Hopkins. Do you agree with the CDC's decision to vaccinate children 5 to 11 with the Pfizer vaccine?
Absolutely not. The fact of the matter is the mortality rate for children from COVID-19 is 0.025, which is very similar to the rate for seasonal flu. And we haven't been for years and years going through all these things for seasonal flu. Plus, we don't know what the long-term impact of these vaccines is. So this is really sort of a giant experiment. Do we want to put our children at risk when we know that the risk of the disease to them is relatively small, but we don't know what the future risks are? Why would we do a thing like that? It makes no sense whatsoever. And also, you know, getting to this whole ideal of natural immunity. There have been a number of studies that have shown that it is very, very effective. You look at the Cleveland Clinic study, 13...
Okay, well, I like Ben Carson. I think he's legit. And isn't he like a brain doctor? Like, wasn't he like a neurosurgeon?
He was a brain surgeon of some kind, yeah.
So, like, I mean, he's got a pretty legit point of view, of course.
But he has the same one as us. Like, the same point of view.
Yeah.
You know, like, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to have that point of view is what I'm saying. Like, that is extreme common sense. And that's what is missing for some reason in the general public right now to the point that it's scary. It's really scary because now de Blasio, or whoever the mayor of San Francisco, now they're starting to say they're going to mandate 5 to 11-year-olds have to prove vaccination to enter a fucking restaurant or a place of business. So sad. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Is it a power thing? Is it ignorance? Is like
it's money? It's money.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Pfizer's in all their fucking pockets. Like, of course, it's money.
It's true. So this was an interesting take on the jab because I mean, you know, I'm at the point too where like, you know, it's coming down the pipe for all of our jobs and like we gotta be real about this. Like, but when you see something like this, like, how can OSHA mandate these kind of things?
Bij het UZ in Gent denken ze dat.
Oh, for those people just listening on the podcast, we'll tell you what they said after. Yeah, but just read the subtitles to everybody watching.
Er zelfs nog radicaler over. Voor wie trouwens zou denken dat de intensieve zorg nu vol ligt met niet-gevaccineerden, dat klopt niet langer.
Bij ons op dit moment zien wij toch wel een grote meerderheid zogenaamde doorbraakinfecties. Dat is anders dan een aantal weken geleden, toen wij inderdaad een meerderheid niet-gevaccineerde patiënten op intensieve hadden. Op dit moment is dat niet meer zo. De patiënten die wij in GZA nu op intensieve hebben liggen, ik heb het gisteren nog nagekeken, die zijn eigenlijk allemaal gevaccineerd.
So he said that the ICU is filled actually when he said that with only vaccinated people, where a couple weeks before there was a lot of unvaccinated people.
Correct. 100% in the ICU are vaccinated.
Isn't there a chance though that people that are more likely to take the vaccine are also more likely to be paranoid and go to the hospital?
This is something that I said like months ago. Like, I don't even think hospitalizations means anything because some people will go to the hospital over nothing.
But that guy was talking about the ICU.
That's true.
I think hospitalization means you spend a night. Otherwise, they consider it like a doctor's visit.
Oh, if like that's the case, then that's way different.
Yeah,
the overnight thing is
because they have to accept you overnight.
Sure,
true. Want you to stay.
Sure.
And so, since our last episode, 2 people that you know that I follow closely. I know you guys you know about Aaron Rodgers and Tim Pool. Both got COVID. Tim Pool, actually, I watched a video on it. He got it really bad. And they both hit up Joe Rogan, Zach's boy. And they you know, he's not acting like a doctor, but he's saying, hey, just find a doctor that, you know.
I think actually Rogan connected Tim Pool with Rogan's doctor, and Rogan paid for it.
Rogan offered to pay for it after, which shows like such a flex because what he's trying to like, you know, use this against the media too, because it's like my way works, your way doesn't kind of thing.
Yeah, and really quick, I think I had a genius idea of like the Rogan Minute clinics for COVID, where like if you get COVID and you're unvaccinated, Rogan should just create his own chain of clinics, and you only get his doctor's therapeutics. You don't get the normal shit, and it's like the Joe Rogan COVID clinic. And I would go. Everybody, so many people would go.
Sponsored by On It.
Exactly. Yeah, and you get a bunch of free Alpha Brain on the way out. And really quick before I forget, the mandate for the work thing. Maybe you had it later. I didn't see. the Federal Court of Appeals is pausing this mandate, and the White House is now saying, hey, all businesses, please continue to move forward with the mandate while the Court of Appeals figures out what we're doing.
Yeah, like, because
like, no,
the sad part
isn't that the whole point?
The sad part is companies will do that though. And then once you go with that, like, there's no going back. Just like getting the jab. Once you get it, you can't unget it. Like,
dude, I mean, it goes without saying. When we're at a point where your employer is telling you what to do with your medical, whatever precautions, it's like we've left planet Earth. I mean, we
were talking about earlier. I'll avoid any names or anything. But you mentioned someone that that works in the medical field that is now being required to take the regular flu shot. So the moment you give an inch to employers or government or both, they're going to take they're going to take it and more. So like it doesn't end with the COVID jab by any means.
And you know what's interesting about that? After I texted you guys that, found out that is not something that's being mandated by the state or the government. It's being mandated by the business.
Wow.
Yeah, which is way worse.
I will say, though, I see that you have the Aaron Rodgers interview queued up where he was with Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Different situation. And I'll say this. Like, the jab, and I'm a firm believer everyone has the right to do it or not do it, whatever the fuck you want to do. I really don't care. Just don't tell me what to do is my position. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers is an employee of the NFL, and I think he actually lied, right? Like, there's like team requirements, and he sort of like masqueraded as if he was vaccinated. So I feel a little less empathy for Aaron Rodgers on this case.
See, I don't. I totally have his back. Like, you got to do what you got to do to survive in this world right now, because this place is bullshit.
So but you don't think it feels like preseason if he came on and was like, I'm just not doing it?
Yeah, exactly. He should have been more direct and outspoken if he really cared that much about his stance. He tried to sneak around in the shadows.
He was also in the midst of a lot of controversy with the Green Bay Packers at that point too, because didn't he say he like wanted out and shit?
Yeah.
So
he's kind of a pussy. Like, I've never liked Aaron Rodgers as a guy. He's very like pretentious and he's kind of a douche. But
he got Olivia Munn back in the day though.
Well,
and Danica Patrick. He got a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know who loves him is Joe Buck. Anyways, all right. This is him on the Pat McAfee show in his own words.
Pat McAfee is the man, by the way.
He is. I love him.
Yeah.
And I consulted with a now good friend of mine, Joe Rogan, after he got COVID, and I've been doing a lot of the stuff that he recommended in his podcasts and, on the phone to me. And I'm going to have the best immunity possible now, based on the 2.5 million person study from Israel, that the people who get COVID and recover have the most robust immunity. And I'm thankful for people like Joe stepping up and using their voice. I'm thankful for my medical squad. And I'm thankful for all the love and support I've gotten. But I've been taking monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, zinc, vitamin C and D, HCQ, and I feel pretty incredible.
Okay, so you said a lot there.
He's doing that interview with COVID.
He's doing the interview with COVID, true. And was that Clay Matthews? Is that Clay Matthews, or who was that?
Yeah.
Is it? He looked like he's shocked if it is him.
No. Is it Clay Matthews? Why am I blanking? No, it's Green. Something Green.
Okay. Well, I think it was a Packer. But I guess what I was going to say, just to kind of like go back to it, like, I have no problem with you being vocal about doing it or not doing it. But he's only saying this shit because he got caught. That's why I'm surprised. Like, you don't have an issue with that, E, because like he wouldn't be on this crusade at all if he never got caught. This isn't a cause for him. It is now because it's convenient.
No, see, I would have something against him if like he kind of
AJ Hawk.
Jesus Christ! I was trying to look at. I was thinking of AJ Green. That's why I said that. Damn it.
I would be mad if he like recoiled and he was like, all right, I'll go get it. That would piss me off. The fact that because he's sticking what he believes with. He's sticking with what he believes in. Mm-hmm. He tried to game the system, but the system is bullshit. So he tried to game the system because he didn't want constant testing and all this, controversy around him. Can you blame him on some level? Like, the amount of heat that people are getting for not getting the vax and being a high up person, I don't blame it at all. And I'm not even a big Aaron Rodgers guy.
No, and can we be real here? Like, there's NFL players who like beat their wives and do all this crazy shit, and they still
Ruggs,
play.
who just killed a person.
I mean, he's never coming back. So you didn't. to finish my point, they get to come back and play. Rodgers is going to be the quarterback of the Packers in a couple weeks, and when he starts winning games, nobody's going to give a fuck about any of this, and it's going to show how people actually really feel about what he's doing. Like, sure, there'll be some fucking nerds who will never forgive him, but if you're a Packers fan and you're pro-vaccine and you're like, how could he, blah blah blah, if he fucking brings them to the NFC Championship again, all of a sudden you're going to forget about all this shit very conveniently.
And I don't know if you guys have been seeing, there's compilations out there, and I didn't feel comfortable putting it on the show, but like there's compilations of all of these world-class athletes all across the world collapsing in their sport right now that have gotten the jab. And it's soccer players. The world's #1 diver, he just got like blood clots or some shit where he can't, do what he does anymore. And like I know they're trying to hide this stuff, but I don't blame Aaron Rodgers, because that's the thing with the myocarditis. Like, you get out on the football field, your heart starts pumping hard, and all of a sudden you just collapse in the middle of a play, and then some 350-pound dude destroys you. Like, your life could be over.
I'm totally guessing here again, not a doctor. These guys are such physical freaks that whatever effects they would get from COVID without the vaccine, or whatever effects they would get from the vaccine, their bodies are so strong and healthy that they're going to combat either one. Where the normal average person is maybe more susceptible to the side effects of the vaccine as well as to COVID. Like, these guys are freak athletes. They all get COVID. Remember, like Cam Newton had, these guys get COVID. They don't even fucking know. They're walking around. They don't even know.
A lot of them, but everybody's different. Like, I don't know.
But how many of them are actually getting very sick? Are any of them ever been hospitalized? I don't hear anything about, like,
tons of European soccer players are collapsing on the field.
Yeah, that's the soccer players are pussies. That's a bad example. Like, the American NFL players, none of them are being. That was a joke. I'm talking about people who get COVID before the vaccine. Okay, like last year when they were moving games and rescheduling games, and all these NFL players were getting COVID. Did you guys hear any stories about any of those guys ever being in serious jeopardy of anything?
No.
Like, I don't even think any of them were hospitalized.
That's a good point.
Like, they were all fine.
That's a great lead into this video. Thank you so much for that. So this video made my jaw drop the other day, as well as it made something click for me. So I wanted to show this to you guys.
COVID-19 vaccine. You're going to want to listen to this. The Red Cross says anyone who has received their COVID-19 vaccine cannot donate convalescent plasma to help other COVID-19 patients in hospitals. That plasma is made up of antibodies from people who have recovered from the virus, but the vaccine wipes out those antibodies, making the convalescent plasma ineffective in treating other COVID-19 patients.
I don't know if I totally followed that. What does convalescent plasma mean? Is that different than a regular blood donation?
Yeah. So this is more along the lines like the monoclonal antibodies. It's another form of treatment that they're doing for people who have already had COVID. They take your blood and they put it in people that have COVID.
I understand. Okay.
So
I understand. Yeah.
The buried lead in this whole thing, though, is like it wipes out your antibodies.
Yeah.
So then you're antibody dependent upon the jab. So that's why you need constant boosters, because this, like, to think like, okay, you get COVID once, you're probably immune for the rest of your life, because it's like Aaron Rodgers said, it's robust. It's like 20 times what the jab is. So the fact that like this is wiping out antibodies, like this, I don't know, that seems like even more evil to me now that they know this and they're pushing it.
I think for any fact checkers, I think it's natural immunity is 6 to 13 times more effective. That was what the Israeli studies showed, which is still way better than the vaccine antibodies. But so I have a friend who has had COVID twice, and he's not vaccinated. And the second time he got it, he didn't even know. He got tested because he was at a wedding where a bunch of people got COVID, and he got tested, and then he had COVID.
He may not have had it though, then, right? It could be a false positive.
That's the thing. It could be a false
I don't
positive.
know.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, I mean, it would be a coincidence that he got a false positive when he was around like 20 people who also had it the night before or a couple days before. But what the natural immunity is very good, is what I would say.
Yeah, you're not really negating our point in any way.
No, I'm not.
I will say, like, last thing on Aaron Rodgers, though, I think it's so silly that, like, especially in the NFL, these people are signing waivers to get on the field and know that at any moment they can get paralyzed, get concussed, break their leg. Yet we're like overly concerned about them catching COVID, right? Like it's just like it's a crock of shit when we're like, hey, we just want to be health conscious. It's like, dude, if you really cared about the health, I mean, these dudes are willing to die on the field. Like, let's allow them to make the decision at that point.
Yes,
totally.
That's a fantastic point.
I mean, the concussion thing alone, the NFL ignores that every day.
Yeah,
but then the COVID thing is like they're all serious now.
So true.
Oh, all right, God, this guy,
Zach's boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
my homie.
I can't
hear anything.
Yeah, there's no audio.
And so I'm hoping in 5 years I can write a book called, we are ready for the next pandemic, but it'll take tens of billions in R&D that the US and the UK will be part of that. It'll take probably about $1 billion a year for a pandemic task force at the WHO level, which is doing the surveillance and actually doing what I call germ games, where you practice. You say, okay, what if a bioterrorist brought smallpox to 10 airports? How would the world respond to that? That there's naturally caused epidemics and bioterrorism caused epidemics that could even be way worse than what we experience today, and yet the advances in medical science should give us tools that we could do dramatically better. So you'd think this would be a priority. The next year will be where those allocations have to get made, including this global pandemic task force.
When did this dude become a member of the CIA, by the way? Like, what makes this guy qualified to say, like, hey, there's like potential terrorist attacks and it's oddly specific. Like,
very. Sort of like Event 201.
Right.
His germ games.
It's bizarre that this dude who, is a tech mogul initially, obviously he's branched out significantly from there, but he speaks like he's an authority, like he's a doctor, like he's the head of the CIA, like he carries all these major positions. Like anyone else, you don't see Zuckerberg communicate like this guy. Like there's other moguls that are not as outspoken as this guy. It's very strange that he has that sort of like gravitas and like confidence to do that.
Well, if you look at where he comes from too, though, like his father was best friends with the Rockefellers, the Rockefeller Foundation, which basically set all of our medical standards a long time ago. So, and his father helped with Planned Parenthood. Like he was in the medical field. And I feel like Bill Gates was like, grew up, he was groomed to be what he is today. And just how giddy he is over the next pandemic just makes me sick. Like, he's cooking it up.
To take that to the next level of a conspiracy, then, what's the? Sorry, I have a fruit fly flying around my face right now. So, what are the chances that the son of the guy who like ran Planned Parenthood, who was friends with the Rockefellers and was already fucking initiated in the Illuminati before birth, also happens to be the most brilliant software engineer of our time, who built this platform that we're all probably using right now while we're doing this? Maybe you guys are using a Mac.
I am.
What are the chances that he actually built Microsoft from the ground up as a brilliant software engineer, or is he the face of that and somebody else did it and other teams of people did it and he's the face because of his connections through the Rockefellers and his father and all this other stuff?
Yep, that's what I think. I think I think the CIA built it for him, and it was their best tech experts, just like I believe Mark Zuckerberg. As much like, yeah, he had that stupid thing at Harvard where it was like rating these chicks, but that was not Facebook. And I don't believe the story at all. I forget the name of it now. But LifeLog, look up LifeLog. It was a DARPA black project of tracking people, and it was ended the day that Facebook started. It's very convenient.
Does Zuckerberg's parents have some connections like that?
I don't know. I gotta look into it. I think he's just a fucking robot. I think they just built him.
Well, there's a clip of Zuckerberg at his childhood home in White Plains, New York, on his computer, and he's in very humble looking house. He's in a bunk bed. He's in a small room looking at his computer, reading his acceptance letter to Harvard. It's like a famous clip. Yeah. So unless that was all manufactured and whatever.
Zach, but like, you know how many times you tell me like, oh, it's just a photo. It's blah, blah, blah. Like, who said they didn't make this? Like, they didn't like.
But like a 17-year-old Mark Zuckerberg was already in on this path.
No,
and that was all staged.
That was a different, smaller robot that they built for the
pictures. Well, there has to be cases where people are just naturally brilliant at what they do, and he was a great programmer, right? Mm-hmm. And then was scooped up by the federal government and indoctrinated. I mean, why can't that happen?
That seems legit. Actually, I like that.
That totally can happen. Yeah, maybe that's what they do, because didn't Bill Gates and Zuckerberg both drop out of Harvard? So maybe the guys are actually at Harvard, and they're the ones sourcing.
In Obama,
they're sourcing the talent, and they're like, just drop out.
It's similar to what your boy did, the pillow guy, when he tried to get all the hackers to, do whatever they need to do.
Cyber Symposium.
Yes, yeah, it's similar to that. Like, we're just gonna find the talent, and then we're gonna draft these people, and then own them, pretty much.
You know what? Maybe he's onto something. So. If people don't believe that this is coming, this digital passport, it's in the latest iOS update. There you have it. Verifiable COVID-19 vaccination cards in Apple Wallet. There you go.
Ooh,
how does that work? I wonder how that. I got to see how that actually works.
Let's take a look here.
How are you verifying with iOS that your card is real?
You probably have to take a picture of it, and then maybe they like send it to the CDC, and maybe you get a yes or no or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder how that works. Like, what's the actual back end there?
If anyone who watches this got the vaccine and does this, let us know. I'd love to know, because I'm definitely not going to be using it or updating my phone.
So what are you going to do then? Like when rubber hits the road here with the vaccine requirements, you're done. You're done working for the man if that's a requirement.
Yeah.
I think I am too. And I even have kids and a mortgage and a family and all this stuff. And I think I would be too, because how much am I willing to sell my soul? I already go to work every day and I die inside because I hate my job and I do it for money. Okay. I already do this.
So I sacrifice your body.
How far can I possibly go? It's like, all right, fine. I'll die inside every day so that I can they compensate me well. So I'll make enough money to pay for my house and my kids, and I'm sacrificing. And I'm making a sacrifice for my family. It gets to this point, it's like, okay, well, where's my pride? Because now my pride has to come into play at some point, and I want to get out of corporate America anyway. Maybe this is the push I need, and it'll be a good thing. Maybe
nothing changes if we all fold.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
nothing changes.
What do you mean nothing changes?
Then
if everybody gives in,
we'll keep taking more rights and more rights and more rights, and I'm not going to let that happen. I'm done. I'm not going to let them take.
If everybody says, "Fine, I'll do the jab so that you can keep paying. I need my health benefits. I need this and that. I'll do the vaccine." Then they're like, "Wow, we have full control of everybody."
But why do you think anything changes if we don't fold, though?
Because then the companies don't have employees, police stations don't have police ops.
They'll find people.
What about the police, the nurses, all these people that are leaving? That's like infrastructure. That's like you need these
already
fucking
seeing
people. Yeah, you need these fuckers.
And nothing has been fully implemented yet. So if that happens, I think every industry is gonna be hit hard. Our economy could like crash.
And guess what? They'll go down with the burning ship, saying that they're doing the right thing.
Fuck them.
It's tough, man, because I don't really know what you guys make, but I imagine all three of us make
good money, dude.
We probably similar money.
Yes, very, very, very good money where we can live relatively comfortably. It's amazing that the two of you guys are like I kind of get, because you feel like this is like Satan juice being injected into you.
This is everything I've been warning about for years, and it's happening. So I will not take part in it.
I'm just surprised Zach would be taking such a firm stand on it, not just be like, well,
I'm impressed by Zach's response, actually.
It's a principle thing. Conspiracy, not conspiracy, whatever. My employer, who I already fucking hate, okay?
And you work from home, right?
I work from home every day. I don't go into an office. You're gonna tell. I already don't like you. you're gonna tell me that I have to like. Okay, we're done. Like, fuck off. Why am I showing up every day to make you money? Like, what the fuck? Like
Right.
we're done. This is stupid.
And then on top of it, they're feeding us poison to our brains with the critical race theory and shit.
I like that transition.
You like that shit? You like that shit? Pull it
I still
up,
don't know
doggy.
if I really understand critical race theory, but
I do.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, this was this. I don't know if you guys saw this. This was a fantastic clip from CNN. They had on a Republican, and they were trying to say that CRT doesn't exist. And just check this out.
It's not in the curriculum.
Or it's not in the curriculum. Excuse me.
In Virginia. Just to be
here, let me just read you a few things.
Just
in 2015, while Terry McAuliffe was governor, the Virginia Department of Education promoted incorporating a critical race theory lens in education. You can still find it on the Department of Education's website, still there. In February 2019, a superintendent memo from the Virginia Department of Education promoted critical race theory and the idea of white fragility.
It's not
I
part
looked
of
at
the
it
curriculum.
yesterday. It's
I
still
do
there,
want to
Liana.
ask you, just to be clear about where you are.
Let's all agree.
Just
They were trying to indoctrinate kids. Terry McAuliffe denied it. It's still on the website. It is. This is happening.
She's waiting for the
And I
producer
hope
to tell her what to
Democrats
say.
continue to say it's not happening because parents are dumb. They can see it.
you said parents are dumb. You said aren't dumb.
Oh my
No, they're
God.
not.
You're dumb.
I think parents are smart. My parents didn't have much of a formal education, but they cared about.
You could tell she's looking down. She's like, they're screaming in her ear. Like
Oh,
he
yeah.
said, parents are dumb. Change the subject. Say the parents are dumb.
Yeah, turn it on him. Make him look like the asshole.
Yeah.
So I actually, before I wanted to pull this clip, I did some research on the Department of Education in Virginia, and just like he said, this is one of their PowerPoints on here, and so where we go? Yeah, let me just Control F. Critical. Incorporate a critical race theory lens. Critical race theory. Like it's literally in their
in the slideshow.
In the slideshow of like
Wait, sorry. What did it say? Go down. There was a little description. It said critical race theory makes. Go down a little bit lower.
Embrace critical race theory.
Race conscious teaching and learning. There was something else that said had a description of what it meant. Who made these PowerPoints, by the way? Jesus,
They're terrible.
awful. Terrible.
Jesus.
Yeah, but so like literally like I love how CNN's trying to say that this doesn't exist, it's not being taught, and you just go to the fucking website and it's there. Yeah,
But see that? No, this is. We talk about this all the time. People don't do that, and they know that, and so people work all day. They have kids. They're tired, and they're like, just tell me what to think. And CNN says, this isn't real. The people in your neighborhood and at your town hall meetings or your school board meetings that are yelling up and down, they're crazy because this isn't even real. And they're like, see, it's not real. Like nobody's doing their own homework. Nobody fucking does any due diligence with any of this shit. It's too easy.
Zero does.
It's too easy. It's shockingly easy to brainwash people. Shockingly.
And then they'll go regurgitate stuff without researching it, and it's like you're an asshole.
By the way, who the hell does that reporter and that producer at CNN think they are to challenge the senator, whoever that guy was, who, like, they didn't think he came with the facts? Like, how stupid are you to invite him on and let him shit on you like that?
They literally think we're so dumb.
Yep.
It's insane. I got to pee soon, but I want to let's touch on this big trial going on right now.
Oh, man. Is it still going on? Feels like it's kind of wrapped up at this point.
It should be. I don't know if anyone's been paying attention. Kyle Rittenhouse. Now that like the facts are coming out, I think that it like before it'd be controversial to say that like he was in the right, but now I'm gonna say it like 100% he was in the right. And I got the clip from the courtroom when basically they should have just said, all right, this is adjourned.
Really? How old is this kid? How old was he when this happened? He looks so young.
Early 20s.
He's a baby.
No way. Dude, I thought he was like 16. He's so young.
He is a baby. It's crazy.
And the other, regardless, these clips.
He was 17 at the time.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. He looked so damn young. These clips that you're going to show will, speak for themselves. But like, at the end of the day, he was like walking around a rally with a rifle, right? He just showed up with like a rifle in his hand, like he's walking around.
Well, no, he came out because people were trying to roll a flaming dumpster towards a gas station,
and he was hired to defend the gas station, right?
Was he hired? I thought he was just trying to be a good citizen.
Oh, okay.
And the cops even thanked him. Like the cops gave him water and shit, and like, yeah.
Anyway, continue.
All right, here we go.
With your arms up in the air, he never fired, right?
Correct.
It wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
Oof. Checkmate.
Was that the defense's witness or the prosecutor's witness?
It was the defense's, prosecutor's witness.
Okay, then they fucked up big time.
And that was the obviously cross-examination.
Right.
Look at Kyle knew in that moment. He's like, I got this motherfucker.
Yeah. He's so young.
Yeah. Look at that attorney.
He's like
hilarious.
Face bomb. That picture went pretty viral.
Yeah, it was great. And like, yeah, he had every right to defend himself at that point. Yeah, did he have a big gun on him? Yeah. But was it absolute chaos out there? Yes.
It's just like, look, yeah, it's his right. It was, where was that? In Wisconsin, right?
Kenosha. Yeah.
So it's his right, open carry, even at 17, rifle walking down the streets. Like, I'm pro Second Amendment. It seems a little unnecessary, in my opinion, to just walk around the streets with a rifle during a riot. It's like, that seems, you're asking for trouble. Like, shit's gonna go sideways if you're doing that. Like, you could have just stayed home. Why are you even there? So did he murder people? Should he go to jail for the rest of his life? I guess not. But like, common sense to me says, why the fuck are you walking around a riot with a rifle in your hand? You're looking for trouble.
See, I thought the story was the gas station owner was looking for people to sort of just like stand on his lot and protect it because he knew that the riot was happening. You know, all that shit was pre-planned.
Maybe that was.
And people approached the lot, and he kind of defended it and ran him off. They attacked him, like, you know, all sorts of shit went down as a result. But he was there, sort of like on assignment.
Okay.
He is 17 with a rifle, though.
That's
so
what
I
I'm
get
saying.
your
Like,
point. I get your point.
But also, even that, it's like, okay, presumably the guy who owns the gas station, you're an adult. You're getting a 17-year-old to stand guard with a rifle. Like, fucking defend it yourself. It's your business. The kid has no fucking stake in your business. What are you gonna pay him? $100? Like, hey, shoot people if they come and try to burn my gas station down. Like, there's so many things that are wrong with this story. Like, and also, where the fuck are his parents? His parents aren't like, no, you're not going in the middle of the riot with a rifle to the gas station. You fucking idiot. Stay home and play Fortnite, you dumbass.
We were talking about it on a text earlier. Do you guys still feel like the jury is going to be kind of pressured into giving this guy something? He's going to serve some time.
That was what the lawyer on Tim Pool said. He goes, I forget what he used a term for. There's a specific legal, it's not an official legal term. It's a term that lawyers use in these super high he referenced the George Floyd case too. Like, you cannot exonerate this person completely because you'll have a whole nother riot and uproar and all these people will go nuts and probably have other deaths or injuries as a result because people are fucking crazy. So they meet in the middle and they give him like a manslaughter charge. And Tim Pool obviously was like, well, that's not justice. And the lawyer said, it's not. It's fucked up, but that's what happens.
It's always, though, like the judge that hands down the sentencing, right?
So they talked about that too.
Because this judge is totally on his side.
I saw that. I actually saw an exchange they had when they called a break earlier, when I was watching it earlier, when this photojournalist guy was fucking up the prosecution's line of questioning too. And they called a break and the judge was like kind of laughing at the prosecution's line of questioning a little bit. But there is so the same lawyer on the Tim Pool show said something also about that. They said that if like during like that right there, in that case, it's self-defense, fucking it's over, right?
Yep.
So the defense attorney can go to the judge and say, look, the jury is partial, they're human, they're biased. They might still make a decision and say that he's guilty, but you just heard it yourself. Legally, you cannot prosecute this kid anymore. He did not commit murder. So the judge can overrule the jury even after the jury hands down their verdict.
Good.
So there is a law in place that if the jury says guilty murder, the judge can say I overrule, basically.
But you bunch of libs.
Yeah. So there is something he can invoke to just be like, drop his dick on the table and be like, no.
I think that's what will happen. I think he's going to get off, and I think that we need this just to set a precedent. You can't just go after people with guns or conservatives just because, you know. Like,
and this goes back.
We're rioting and destroying a fucking city. Let's keep that in mind.
That's the big thing for me. There has to be some responsibility on like local government too. Like
Sure.
you can't allow just chaos on the streets and not expect someone to possibly do something dumb like this kid, right? Like I don't know. Like you're 17. I think legally, the rifle was like legally all good for him, right? Like he wasn't like walking around unlicensed or anything like.
Correct.
From what I understand, right? So. I don't know. I feel like, hey, when you take away the police and you start doing all that shit and you don't like bring in the National Guard or whatever, it's a problem. You might have someone go vigilante. And in this case, he killed one person, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So it could have been a lot worse.
Or maybe he shot two and killed one. Is that what?
Yeah, the guy that was on the stand, he got shot
in the arm.
Yeah.
He blew his bicep off. It was crazy.
Yeah, that one was on Twitter. I think we might have actually played that on the show when it happened.
There was a dope meme too of Kyle Rittenhouse, and it says "fucked around and found out." And I was like, hell yeah! All right, I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Do you guys mind running it for a sec?
Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm pro Second Amendment. I think you should be able to, but to me, like pro Second Amendment is like I have a firearm in my home to defend my home and my family. Not I'm showing up to a riot where people are fucking going nuts with a rifle. Like you're asking, shit's gonna happen. You're asking for trouble there. It's just such a bad scenario for a 17-year-old kid to be in. Like, what the fuck? That kid, hey, maybe he was justified. Maybe he gets off. I don't know if he's all there upstairs.
His life is fucked, I would say, no matter what happens.
Well, it goes back to the whole media narrative thing. This is what happens like before these things actually go to court and go through the process. Yep. Everybody in like the public has their mind made up on this kid already, regardless of what the findings are in the court.
Yeah, like the Floyd cop guy, right?
Yeah.
Like not to go back to that. I know it's obviously a third rail subject, but he ended up getting like 25 years or something, didn't he?
Yeah, he
got fucking handed it.
Yeah, that was the thing. They were saying, like, a lot of legal people were like, based off black and white, like just looking at the facts of what happened in the courtroom, he got fucked.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel about it, whatever, subjectively, personally, politically, the way that it was presented in the courtroom, he got fucked.
Yeah.
And I don't know enough about that, but
yeah. How'd it go, man?
That was quick.
Yeah, that was quick.
Hey, you
just blasted off.
That's what I do. I know you had mentioned earlier you hadn't heard anything from Adam Schiff, so I wanted to jump over to that if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah, he's a fucking dweeb, that guy.
He is a dweeb. And now that like Durham is, dude, the walls are closing. He's going to get everybody. I don't care what you guys think. He's getting the outside periphery, and then he's going to come on the Clinton Foundation, Schiff, all these fucks.
So anytime I hear Durham, I just think like pixie dust and rainbows and leprechauns. It's never going to happen. It's just something that we talk about. It's a cute story.
He's the Mueller of the right.
He indicted a third guy. It's like we get one a week now. It's going to keep happening. So
the Russian guy?
Yeah, Danchenko. He was working with Hillary.
Yeah.
On all this. So this was awesome on The View because like usually they're all libs, and there was somebody on there.
On The View?
On The View, yeah. And there's somebody with a brain that pressed him.
My goodness.
Who's this somebody?
Not Whoopi.
This lady.
Joy Behar, whatever her name is.
Oh.
You gotta cue it.
I'm over here playing it on my end, and I'm like, quiet. What a douchebag. All right, here we go. Let's start this over. So it's this chick that that presses him.
You've been really prolific over the past few years being the head of the Intel Committee, and you defended, promoted, you even read into the congressional record the Steele dossier. And we know last week the main source of the dossier was indicted by the FBI for lying about most of the key claims in that dossier. Do you have any reflections on your role in promoting this to the American people?
Well, first of all, whoever lied to the FBI or lied to Christopher Steele should be prosecuted, and they are. And unlike in the Trump administration, if they're convicted, they should go to jail, not be pardoned. So Donald Trump pardoned Roger Stone for lying. He pardoned Michael Flynn for lying. If people lied to the FBI, they should go to jail. But at the beginning of the Russia investigation, I said that any allegations should be investigated. We couldn't have known, for example, people were lying to Christopher Steele. So it was proper to investigate them. And let's not forget what we learned in that investigation. We learned that the Trump campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, was giving internal polling data, campaign polling data, to Russian intelligence while Russian intelligence was helping the Trump campaign.
And to be clear, he was fired halfway through the campaign.
Well, he may have been fired, but the effort to get Russian help continued, and even beyond the effort to get Russian help,
But you
the
may have
president
helped
also
spread Russian
sought to get...
disinformation yourself for years by promoting this. I think that's what Republicans and what people who entrusted you as the Intel Committee chair are so confused about your culpability in all of this.
Well, I completely disagree with your premise. It's one thing to say allegations should be investigated, and they were. It's another to say that we should have foreseen in advance that some people were lying to Christopher Steele, which is impossible, of course, to do. But let's not use that as a smokescreen to somehow shield Donald Trump's culpability for inviting Russia to help him in the election, which they did, for trying to coerce Ukraine into helping him in the next election, which he did, into inciting an insurrection, which he did. None of that is undercut. None of that serious misconduct is in any way diminished by the fact that people lied to Christopher Steele.
No, I think just your credibility is.
Well,
boom, roasted.
Oh, shot at the end.
So he's still saying Trump Russia collusion. Yes. He's still saying that.
He's still riding that train, which is insane at this point. That's been like disproven over and over.
So his credibility rides on it, and so this all makes sense. Actually, I don't even know why I was curious why he's not in the public spotlight anymore. It's because he's dead to the Democrats. Like you're the fall guy for the Russia collusion thing.
It blew up.
Yeah, so we can't trot you out anymore because too many people are aware of the lies that you were pushing. So we'll throw you a bone down here. You can go on The View, but you're not running the Senate Intel Committee anymore.
I just immediately lose interest when people bring up Trump at this point. And you might be mad at me saying that. He's irrelevant at this point.
You're irrelevant. Are you kidding me? Everybody wants him to be president right now. We thrived as a nation under him, and especially with how bad things are right now, people would welcome him back with open arms because he knows how to get shit done.
Do you think, honest question, do you think they want him or they just want Republicans?
No, they want him. Or somebody who believes in the same principles.
But wouldn't Republican policies help us right now in general?
Well, maybe.
Yes.
They would, yes. But it's Trump, as much as he's a Republican, he's not. He represents the new movement of Republicans that's, not beholden to the establishment, that wants just freedom for us. And
what about DeSantis? Is DeSantis the new guy?
Yeah.
For me, yes. I'd put him ahead of Trump. Yeah. Whoa. He can actually communicate. He has the ability to speak to people.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We gotta do the math on this, right? Trump's only got a few good years left of cognitive abilities and stuff like that. He needs to be president next. He's got one term, then we go DeSantis for 8. Because DeSantis is young as shit.
He is pretty young, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 40s or 50s, so yeah, and speaking of DeSantis, that's
Trump DeSantis card. Is that what you're saying?
Trump, yeah.
So DeSantis would be in the White House for 12 years,
essentially, which is great because, I mean, I know Elvin. We were talking before about the $450,000.
Yeah,
and you were like, "It's not happening. It's not happening." Well,
it can't happen. No,
DeSantis is talking about it. I don't know if you guys.
It's a great political talking point. He's smart.
It is.
Doesn't mean it's happening.
$475,000 for an individual that came illegally to this country. I've seen a lot in my day. I've seen a lot that's happened over the last 9 or 10 months that I didn't think I'd ever see. But this takes the cake. If that is done, that is going to be a slap in the face to every hardworking American who works hard and plays by the rules. And you're going to do...
Bro, he's 43.
Wow.
He can't even be
Yeah, you can be
35.
Yeah.
I thought it was 45 for some reason. He's 43.
It's good young, good energy, and he's a good communicator. And you know what? Not only the hardworking Americans get the slap in the face. I agree with that. But what about all the motherfucking veterans and people that fucking come back with minus a leg, minus an arm?
Oh my god!
Friggin' mental health issues. What about those guys?
No, absolutely. It's a slap in the face to them. Even the immigrants that came here the right fucking way.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
That's what I was gonna say.
They went through all the right processes, did it the right way, and then these motherfuckers. This is all about making a political statement, because if you watch Joe Biden talk about it, I don't know if I don't have the clip, but
I just feel like it's obvious that they need the votes. So they want all these people to come over because they know that the majority of them or all of them will vote Democrat. But I honestly am starting to feel like the more that people see this and talk about this, for every illegal immigrant that comes over to vote Democrat, you get citizens that are Democrats flipping to Republican anyway. Like you're losing as many votes as you're gaining by letting these people come over.
Yeah, no, I think that they thought that the Democrats would support this type of thing. But it's just so fucking egregious. It's like, you guys, they're just pushing the line. And so this is the interim press secretary.
She sucks, huh?
Oh, she's awful.
She gets beat down every time, man. Oh my God.
She's terrible. She doesn't even know how to handle it.
Oh, because Psaki has disappeared for 2 weeks with the vaccine?
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
So this is Peter Ducey, the only one who ever presses anyone.
Okay, final one then. There is a long line to get into this country legally. Is there any kind of discussion about giving people who are coming here the right way money?
Why would we be giving people who are coming here the right way money?
Why are you giving people who came here the wrong way?
I mean, but I don't understand the question. What is you're saying that we should give people just money who are coming through? I don't understand the question.
You're giving people who immigrated here illegally money.
Like I said, that's the Department of Justice. You're going to have to ask them that question. Okay.
She stinks, man. I don't know how she's the interim. I don't know why they thought she was ready to go to the major leagues. But every time I see her get pressed by Ducey, she loses. It's just a loss. Whereas Psaki actually can hold her own. I know you hate Psaki. Psaki's actually good at her job.
She's no Kayleigh McEnany.
No. She's not.
But Psaki does this thing that she always falls back to, where she talks to him like he's 4 years old.
Yeah.
And people are like, bravo. And it's like, but you didn't actually say anything good.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The delivery maybe seemed like you were like in this power position, but you came off like a douchebag.
Right. And I love, like, this chick just let Ducey put her in a corner, because he's like, she's like, I don't understand the question. Why would we just give people money? Well, that's kind of the point. In the
He should have been like, what don't you understand?
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't understand the question?
And he's like, why would you give people the wrong way money? Like,
yeah,
so good.
Hey, real quick, I had a question for you guys. The Tucker Carlson documentary thing, did that come out yet?
Yeah, the first part did. I watched.
Did you watch it?
Today. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm actually putting together an episode about 1/6 and all of that stuff, because
I don't think we should call it 1/6.
What do you want to call it?
Because it's in the vein of 9/11 now.
No, you're right. That's a very good point. That
shouldn't be called that.
The fake insurrection.
It is. In 20 years from now, they won't even remember that.
No way.
That date is going to be irrelevant in 2 years from now.
Yeah,
hopefully.
No way.
If the Democrats have their way, it won't.
Whenever a Republican gets back in the office, this won't be talked about anymore.
No.
Well, I think once we get to the bottom of it, we're just going to expose it for what it is, and nothing happened the way they described it.
But nobody's going to care. They already have their mind made up on it, like everything else. I mean, sure, we care, but who's winning in that? Like everybody's minds are already made up on it.
No, you're right.
This guy's great, by the way. I did see this clip.
What is this one?
So this is an immigrant being asked about the vax, actually. And this is a CNN reporter asking him. This is a fantastic exchange. I'd give this guy money.
Son who goes to Miami Centner Academy.
Well, I think it's a family decision, and we should respect, like everybody's privacy.
It is a family decision, but it makes everyone safer because so many people have gotten the vaccinations. Tens of thousands of people are not dying.
There's a lot of people who get the vaccine and it's dying right now.
Nah, that's not true.
So, no, it is true.
No, it's not true.
Fox News says the truth.
Fox News says it's true, but that's definitely not true. It's false. That's the problem.
Fox News is the one that you can get,
Now, let me just tell you, sir. The greatest scientists in the world know that this vaccine is saving lives. So my question for you
is not the best scientist in the world. That's just one opinion, you know.
Yeah, you're hearing bad information, sir. But with all due respect, I wish you good health.
Thank you so much. Same to you.
Oscar Ascanio.
He genuinely meant that at the end too.
He was like a good dude. Like
he was.
I bet he came here the right way.
Why do people feel the need to sort of like dictate how someone else actually thinks? Like we do this kind of half-ass show, obviously, but I don't think we're trying to really like brainwash people into thinking how
I'm trying to save people.
It's just bizarre that guy feels like as a 65-year-old man he needs to follow this dude to his car and be like, no, you're wrong, like you need to think like me and listen to the news I listen to. It's just very strange that people care that much.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I got this clip of a doctor in the military talking about pilots that she took care of.
With respect to aviation safety, risk communication is critical. I saw 5 patients in clinic, 2 of which presented with chest pain days to weeks after vaccination and were subsequently diagnosed with pericarditis and worked up to rule out myocarditis. The 3rd pilot had been vaccinated and felt like he was drunk, chronically fatigued within 24 hours after vaccination. The pilot told me he didn't know what to do, so he drank a lot of coffee to try and, quote, wake himself up and continued to fly until he realized it wasn't going away. After I reported to my command my concerns that in one morning I had to ground 3 out of 3 pilots due to vaccine injuries, the next day my patients were canceled, my charts were pulled for review, and I was told that I would not be seeing acute patients anymore, just healthy pilots there for their flight physical.
The lengths that they're going to.
Yeah, like why?
Because they don't want her speaking about it. They don't want this.
Yeah, but if you get sick pilots flying planes and God forbid they have a heart attack, something that thing crashes, your whole fucking company's done. Like, why? I don't know. Sometimes the cover-up stories like don't make sense.
Do you think this lady's full of shit?
No, I don't think she's full of shit. I'm saying, why would the company do that? Whatever. Did they say what airline that was?
No, I think that was military.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's sometimes just like, why? Yeah, like kind of what Elvin was just saying. Like, why are people digging their heels in so fucking hard and not willing to just admit, like, wait, all the signs are pointing in a certain direction now. Maybe I should like rethink my position on this. Why is that so hard for so many people to do?
It's very scary. Like, I get it at the high levels, like government levels, the politicians, even the media, whatever. But on like a person-to-person individual level, it's very strange that people are so bought into whatever they feel like is right or wrong, and they're just unwilling to move, right or left. I don't give a fuck what side we're talking about. It's just that part is the scary part.
Well, the even scary is just like the willingness to cancel people because they don't share your opinion. I feel like at least on the where I guess I sit on the right? So at least on the right, I feel like we still want to hear what the left has to say. They want us like our mouths shut because they don't want us to influence other people. That's alarming.
I know, because speaking of the work thing, like I haven't explicitly told like my director or these people that I'm not vaccinated because I haven't had to go in the office. I haven't had no reason to tell them this.
Yeah.
I got an email. I think I told you guys. I got an email the other day, and they were like inviting us all to go into the office for the first time next week so we could all meet as a team and have drinks at this place after and like get together for the first time in a year and a half or whatever. And I'm going to have to decline. I'm going to say, no, I can't, because I'm literally not allowed to go into the office if I'm unvaccinated. Even with a negative test, it doesn't matter. You have to be vaccinated to set foot in the office. So I'm going to have to tell them I'm not coming. I could lie and say, like, I don't know, I have some other obligation or something. But I already foresee if I'm like, I'm not vaccinated, they're like, why? Like, they're judging, like, the shit's going to start right away.
Yeah.
And it's a lose-lose for me. Right off the jump, it's a lose-lose.
Mm-hmm.
What do I say? Because they're going to think I'm nuts or something if I say anything other than it's a personal decision.
Or you pull Aaron Rodgers and just continue to creep as far. Maybe you pull the I got kid duty or the kid's sick, and you make up some random excuse.
Well, you know what else he said that I don't believe him is he said he was allergic to one of the ingredients in the vaccine. That was Aaron Rodgers' line. He said he was.
That's weak.
He said he was allergic to one of the ingredients in the mRNA vaccines, and that's why he couldn't get it. Maybe
if that's true, he would be exempt.
Right. I would think. Well, I don't think so. Actually, I think they would still be like tough shit.
Yeah, they were. It's like I think about it like this. Like, what if it had almonds in it? How many people have almond allergies?
Yeah.
And it's like a one size fits all. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like, I started creating a Google Doc where I have all of my reasons that I'm not getting the jab, and I have links to everything, being like, here's Israel.
But they don't want to. They don't want to hear that. They don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm just gonna say I don't want to do it. So you guys make a decision.
Yeah, you guys aren't worth it to me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it. So you tell me what you want to do. Am I still working here or not? Like, what the fuck? I don't need to justify. That's the whole. I don't want to play their. Now I'm playing their game. If I'm coming with all this evidence and all these reasons, I seem like a psychopath. They're gonna be like, he's fucking. I'm just gonna be like, I personally don't want to do it. I think I might just say that.
But what if this is the new way of life, though? Like, are you willing to take this stand 3 years from now, 5 years now, 10 years from now?
Goddamn right.
If they're still doing boosters and all this bullshit, and everybody who has the vaccine is still transmitting and getting the disease, then fuck yeah, my stance will be the same. This vaccine doesn't do shit. So yeah, my stance would be the same. My stance would be the same.
It's been a very fast 2 years, I feel like.
Yeah.
With this shit.
Also, the vaccine has only been around for how long? 1 year? I don't even think it's been a full year, actually.
Right when Biden pretty much came in, right? So yeah, maybe a little
less than a year.
Yeah.
I mean, if people are still transmitting, ICUs are full with vaccinated people. I mean, how long can people stand on that argument that vaccines are doing anything?
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
It really is.
I mean, maybe it does a little bit, sure, but like, at what cost? For what? To fucking alienate people and fire them and like, what the fuck?
That's right. We'll start our own community.
Yeah, seriously.
Elvin, I know you have some links here. I have I just want to cover the Project Veritas story because that's big right now. You guys have been seeing what's been going on with them, correct? FBI raids.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll pull up a clip here from MSNBC and we'll see how they frame it.
The FBI raids, by the way, because they did this to Roger Stone, and they do this to these people who are not threatening violent people, and they show up with 30 guys with guns and kick doors in at 3 a.m. And like, it's like, are you going after fucking El Guapo? Not El Guapo.
El Chapo.
Chapo. El Guapo was the reliever for the Red Sox. Are you going after El Chapo, or are you going after an independent journalist who lives in an apartment? Like, that's like part of the show, in my opinion. Is that like the headline on MSNBC and CNN could be like, FBI kicks in the door and raids Project Veritas. It makes it seem like he's a fucking threat.
Right.
It reminds me of, remember the old from the Chappelle show, the skit where it's like the police kick in the door and they're like, someone shut that fucking dog up, and they shoot the dog in the raid. Looking hilarious.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, is like the level that's being weaponized, the DOJ, is like, we're coming after parents as domestic terrorists for standing up at school board meetings, and now we're going after Project Veritas for having somebody's diary.
Yeah. The FBI Saturday searched the home of James O'Keefe. He's the founder of Project Veritas. Would this be an FBI investigation if it weren't the daughter of the president?
I don't know. I don't know whether this would be an investigation or not if it didn't involve the president's children.
Can you confirm whether Ashley Biden was a target and not just a random victim?
So there's a lot about this that we don't know. And federal investigators thought that they had enough information, enough evidence to secure warrants to execute them at the locations of these individuals, including James O'Keefe.
At the end of the day, we made the ethical decision that because, in part, we could not determine if the diary was real, if the diary in fact belonged to Ashley Biden, or if the contents of the diary occurred, we could not publish the diary and any part thereof.
That's the most amazing part about all of this, is that Project Veritas literally went through and did every step correctly. The whole argument is that Project Veritas stole this diary, which a stolen diary at the end of the day still doesn't warrant an FBI raid. But they couldn't verify it. I listened to Steve Bannon's show today. He's like, we've had Ashley Biden a copy of the Bible, the copy of the diary as well. We couldn't verify it, so we didn't publish it. And then he went around and James O'Keefe turned it over to law enforcement, and he did the right thing. And now, like, I feel like the other side of this is like the FBI doing all of this proves that it was real. Like, it has to be, right, at this point?
And it was given to him by somebody else, right?
Someone who moved into a house that she moved out of. And she was claiming it was stolen, but the guy who had it said, like, yeah, I found it in the house that I bought.
That's a little suspicious.
And the diary is sort of stating that Sleepy Joe has had some inappropriate relations, right? With
his daughter.
With his daughter.
Yeah, there's one little...
Allegedly.
Yes, don't raid my house, please.
Allegedly, supposedly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on a list somewhere. Here's like one little thing I found that someone had posted.
Wait, so how did this get leaked?
Oh, this has been around for years, but nobody could, for a couple of years, I think, and nobody's been able to verify it. So they didn't like take it seriously in the news, but it's been on like the dark web and stuff. So it says right here, remember somewhat being sexualized with Caroline. I remember having sex with friends at a young age, showers with my dad, probably not appropriate, being turned on when I wasn't supposed to be. So it's just like one small little snippet, but like we've seen Sleepy Joe with those kids.
Oh, of course. So Candace Owens tweeted something the other day that said, like, when is it ever appropriate for a father to shower with his daughter of
That
a
must have
certain
been it,
age? And I
yeah.
had no idea what the hell that meant, but now it makes sense.
So I guess the argument is, though, well, first thing, you're right. Obviously, I would think it's real if the FBI is kicking in the door. But is that a national or like, you know, a potential national security threat if that stuff comes out? If the United States president is proven to have molested his daughter, is it
a national security threat? No, because we already knew he was a child molester.
Fair enough. But what if
most people don't?
I think, like, you know, I don't. Obviously, it's a fucked up story. But if the president has done something that may get him pulled out of office and potentially, you know, even thrown in a jail, maybe not in this case. I mean, it is a national security threat, no? Wouldn't you activate the FBI?
It definitely makes the United States look weak on a global level.
We already do. The guy is a national security threat.
He is.
No, I agree. Doesn't make it better.
No, it doesn't. All right, Elvin, where did you want to go, man?
Let's see. How are we doing on time here? We've been going
We're at
for
an
a while.
hour 43.
Okay, maybe a couple of things I wanted to maybe just show you.
Yeah.
Did you look at, if you go to the table, number 2, while we were talking about some of the jab stuff, the Bayer executive had some public statements here recently, just kind of sharing some interesting
for that the ultimate.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
The mRNA vaccines are an example for that cell and gene therapy. I always like to say, if we had surveyed 2 years ago in the public, would you be willing to take gene or cell therapy and inject it into your body, we would have probably had a 95% refusal rate. I think this pandemic has also opened many people's eyes to innovation in the way that was maybe not possible before. Ultimately,
so interesting comments. He's the exec in Bayer. We've talked about Bayer and how they're also a part of Monsanto. Kind of there's that affiliation, poisoning the food, all that fun stuff. So just interesting that he's stating this sort of science wouldn't have existed if not for the pandemic. That kind of opened up the door for this opportunity.
What a piece of shit. Like, I think taking a victory lap almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, like, as he said those words and they came out, he's like, oh, fuck, that sounded... Like, I don't think he actually meant it the way that it came out. Like, he was trying to defend the fact that most people were willing to accept new technology in the face of a pandemic, but he accidentally said, like, again, no pandemic, common sense, 95% of people would have said, I would never take this.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
People don't have that anymore, though.
No.
That's interesting. And did you guys see, I don't know if you have the clip here, but the Pfizer CEO came out today or something and said that anyone who spreads disinformation about the vaccines is a criminal.
Yes.
Should be prosecuted or whatever.
Yeah. I have
Does that include Pfizer themselves?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, if you go to number 1 on that board there.
Wait, actually, that's a funny point. Remember the montage you played of all the different disinformation about the efficacy rates of the vaccines from all the publications? It was like 100%, 98, 97, 96.
Yes.
It went down to like 60 by the end of it. So I guess they're all criminals.
Right. You're going to have to go up to the journalists.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla makes some statements here.
But there is a very small part of professionals which they circulate on purpose misinformation so that they will mislead those that they have concern. Those people are criminals. They're not bad people. They're criminals because they literally costed millions of lives.
And should be treated as criminals as well, those who've done that.
I think he meant to say millions of dollars and not lives, and that's all he gives a fuck about, are people spreading information that is going to cost his bottom line. Pretty much, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that guy that's interviewing him, too. Like, this fat slob looking...
Yes, sir, whatever you say. Is my $100,000 check coming?
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Everyone's the fucking advocate of health, and they're all 300 pounds.
I know.
Give me a fucking break.
Bill Gates. Actually, I was listening to Rogan and Theo Vaughn earlier. Theo Vaughn's fucking hilarious. And they were talking about Bill Gates, and Rogan was saying that. He's like, this guy talks about health and pandemic and all this stuff. He goes, he's like a human water balloon. He goes, I bet I could kill Bill Gates with a finger. Just one finger. He goes, I bet I could kill him. He goes, my thumb, definitely. He's like, maybe one finger.
He's going to be suicide if you're saying that shit.
Dude, I swear he goes further and further on.
Oh, wow.
On all this stuff. No, I'm not. Have you been listening to the
show? I had one last one, and we can call it. Although, has anything happened with the Maxwell shit? I know that's happening this month. We haven't missed.
We're not there
anything
yet.
Right? Okay.
Yeah,
we still got time on that.
That's next week. We'll cover that. I have one more link I want to show too after you.
Okay, hit number 4 on this, because this was a kind of made-for-TV moment, I want to say like a week or two ago, where a baby was handed to a member of the military, a migrant.
Over in Afghanistan, you talking about?
This was at the border, I believe.
Oh, okay.
A baby separated from the family was handed over to, I think it was a Marine, and there was all sorts of pictures of the Marine holding the baby. This baby is now missing. So, kind of a theme we have on this show once in a while. That like
this does say in Kabul.
Oh, is it? Okay, maybe I'm fucked up here.
It does right there at the top. Kabul Airport on August 19th.
Doesn't matter though. It's like all of these children go fucking missing. This is like, oh my god, they're all like heavily replenishing their adrenochrome from when Trump was in office.
And I'm not blaming the Marine, just to be clear, or the soldier, whoever the hell it was. Obviously, he gave the baby to someone in authority or probably medical side of it, and then the baby just magically vanishes. Like the baby's just gone.
That's so sad. Ugh. Can we just just be a good Earth again? Can we just go back to before 9/11 at least? Like pre 9/11 was kind of dope. Like
it was.
I don't feel like we worried about as much,
All right, what do you got? Take us home with this one.
So this is just me being a fucking whack job. By the way, I am putting together some shit because I know like I've been criticized a lot about Q and stuff like that.
Oh no.
But The dates are lining up now, 4 years later. No, I'm telling you, stuff comes on the news that's literally like Q posts exactly 4 years ago to the day. It's happening now. And I think this is the year when Hillary gets arrested. So we'll see. Anyways.
This year? As in like the next 6-7 weeks, whatever it is?
Maybe. Well, I'm jumping.
What do the dates say?
I don't like. Oh, shit. There we go. I don't like I don't like timelines anymore because they blow up in my face because these things take time. Take down a 6,000-year-old cabal. So have you guys ever heard of Operation London Bridge?
No.
Okay, so this is the plan for what's going to happen when the Queen dies. And apparently she's been sick lately, so they're kind of like preparing for this potentiality this year, maybe next year, whatever.
Hillary's going to be the new queen?
No, this queen looks better than she does.
Is that the Where's the Beef chick?
It does look like her. Shit. So I was looking through these, and I'm like, oh, yeah, they're going to contact Bojo. He looks ridiculous.
What a great picture.
The news ripple will go out, and the message will be London Bridge is down. And there's like all of these like things that you would expect. Like little things at Buckingham Palace and everything.
And sorry, these numbers are something that Q had said?
No. However,
okay.
Let me get to number 17, which is Q. I just noticed this the other day. No, Prince Charles will become king. So let me just read this. At some point, top secret plans unfolding around him. Prince Charles will become aware he is king. His siblings will ceremoniously kiss his hands. Charles will have a great say over some aspects of the days following his mother's death. Other parts of the procedures will be set in stone after years of planning. It will be on so-called D+1, the day after the death, that Charles will be officially proclaimed king. He will speak his first words as the monarch at St. James Palace. Look at this guy. But do you remember, and this is more of an Elvin question, because I know you weren't big into Q, Zach. Elvin, not that you were big into him, but you looked into it. Remember they always said D5. That was like the big day. So what if 5 days after the Queen dies, that's when the mass arrests are? D+5, dog. I'm just saying that it's part of, and how coincidental this is number 17 of a 27-part plan. Number 17 is of the alphabet is Q. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm drawing lines that don't exist, but it caught my eye.
Why does the Queen have to die for the arrests to happen?
I don't know. Maybe maybe they made a deal. Maybe because
she's a head lizard. She's a head lizard.
Oh,
right?
She's definitely reptilian. Yeah, like this whole family's reptilians.
What about the redhead who left and married the?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think he's like reptilian? A mudblood though.
He's suffering some major white fragility though right now.
Oh, he's such a bitch.
Prayers up for him.
So yeah, I know that was like a stretch, but it caught my eye. I thought it was cool. It was called Operation London Bridge. I was like, this is like some CIA operation. Anyway.
So once a queen dies, we count down, is what you're saying.
5 days.
5 days from her death. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Not that I want her to die. I just want these people to go to jail.
Why not? You're allowed to say that on YouTube.
No, you're not.
No?
No, they stopped.
How old is she?
The Palace, they stopped ABC from airing the Epstein stuff. Look at this. Look at this message. Princess Di and JFK Jr. are married. For the record, I don't believe the JFK Jr. stuff anymore. That's absurd.
That was a little much.
She's 95.
Yeah, she got to go in the next, 30, 40 years, right?
They're reptilians. I think they live to like 200.
Seriously, dude.
Man. Boys, I'm gonna call it. We're almost at 2 hours. You guys feeling good?
Thank you guys for letting me get to all these things.
Absolutely.
Oh, and our boy won in Virginia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blue. It was actually like looking like a blowout. It ended up being a little bit closer because the last second, attempt to cheat it out.
Yeah, they didn't get it, but they pulled it off in New Jersey when we were looking at Virginia.
Yeah, I saw that. But
But there was a guy in New Jersey too that beat out somebody else that only spent he was a truck driver that spent $153 on his campaign.
I saw that.
Love that guy. They're actually still like recounting that because they don't want him to be the winner. So he'll probably be ousted.
Or he'll end up dead. But either way, something will happen. Nick from Boston, we appreciate you. Look at this comment. I could listen to another hour.
What a guy.
I got Chipotle waiting for me. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I need to eat something.
Late dinner.
I know.
I just want to throw this out there. I don't even think we have that many people that like us. But like, now that like with the whole Kirk situation and everything like that, should we like in the future, maybe in the like I don't know, sometime next year, hold like an event or something like let's get together.
Show?
A live show. Let's like a meet and greet, like whatever. I don't know.
We could do that.
I don't know if people would be interested, but that'd be fun.
I'm in. I mean, even if it's just us three, what does it matter?
Yeah, we'll just dick around.
You actually have to have proof of unvaccination to come.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I don't want you shedding your vaccine all over me. Get that shit out of here.
Because we'll be cranking 5G.
Yeah, if you come vaccinated, we're gonna throw you into Travis Scott's hellhole. Oh my god, that's too soon, right?
Yeah, dude. Fuck.
Don't get trampled on. All right, so live event potentially. Kirk is gone through the end of the year, just so you guys are aware. He's dealing with his mental health battle.
Prayers to Kirk.
So prayers up to Kirk. Hopefully he's back. KMS may be done. So if I was a betting man, which I am, I don't think KMS is coming back. He's going to do Case season 2, and I think that's what he's going to stick with. But we'll see. Aside from that, we'll be back at it next week, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Always.
We'll be here.
All right, boys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for participating, guys. Catch you all next week.
Later.